Good morning and welcome to Dave's Vegan Kitchen. We have a rainy day here, and so we're stuck at home and wondering what to do without Dave. We're hoping to have a few friends over this evening, and it's good to have some party food created. And we could go out and buy some bread rolls and for dip and what have you, or we can just make our own here. So we like to bake here, do some vegan baking. It's real easy. Basically, it's regular baking, but we just veganize it, and simplest thing to do. So thanks for joining us. We're gonna just have the camera running while we're gonna do our thing here, and so you can see how easy it is, hopefully, to bake some stuff. So first stage is, well, do the dishes and clear the way. Second stage is I've got my I'm gonna move this camera a little for you guys. Got my little mixer over here, and I just pulled him out of the cupboard, and it's my little Oster mixer. Plug him in. A little happy with that guy. And then I get some warm sugar water. And so I've got a little bit of sugar there, a little bit of warm water. Just tap water is fine. And I'm kind of putting that sugar to mix in there a little bit more better. Because the first stage of baking, what I do is this. I'm going to activate some yeast, and yeah, the sugar crystals are going away. Alright, slightly yellowish looking water here. I like to get this going because the more time, so time's always the enemy, so get this going early, because when you get the yeast going, they're waking up, activating, and hopefully multiplying. So I have a bunch of different brewer's yeast. Look at this, there. Active yeast, fast rising, all purpose. I want to use some of that. I've got my bulk one that I usually use. Ooh, this is chilly. So some yeast you've got to keep in the fridge, some is just dry in those little packets. It's just like this little grain powder here. And how much do I put in? I'll put in a bunch. Just to give you an idea, I kind of do it by eye, but I could just do it with some spoons. I could just get like these big regular spoons here. I'll tell you how many I do. Because I'm always impatient, I put like double or triple the amount in. I'm going to go 4 of these spoons. Now there's other tricks to baking, like some people put in baking powder. I'm not a fan, so baking powder tastes terrible. So I never use that. So I just use this because I'm going to get my little yeasts to activate, and they create bubbles in the dough mix. Because basically flour and water makes glue. It's very sticky and it's not very bread-like. And then when you have the yeast in there creating air bubbles, you're making a matrix or a sponge effect. Okay, so those guys are in there, and we may make a couple of batches today of bread. Why don't you bring this light around the corner here? Might get a little bit more. Right. Alright, so I'm just going to put this on low speed. Let's get this guys going around there. Now, alright, that'll do. Just got to sit there and proof for like 15 minutes or so. Then we can decide what kind of bread we're going to make. And, something that's fun to do. Told my wife that we're going to have a sad day today. You know, it's raining, so we're going to have a sad day. Sad day stands for samosas all day. So we can do a lot of different kind of bread. We can do loaf bread if you look on the Dave's Vegan Kitchen Facebook page. We've got some cauliflower bread that we made, which is 80% cauliflower, because you just want to eat. You don't want to eat flour the whole time. You want to balance it with some other stuff. So we've got different kind of bread. So we've got cauliflower bread, and then we're going to have savory breads too. Like you can do calzones and what have you. You can put meat or beans and burritos. You can put sausages in bread, and I don't know. We might just do all of that today, just for fun. Okay, so honey, do you have any requests? You want to come in and let me know?
Yep.
Annie,
Hi.
what do you feel like today?
Maybe some cinnamon bread sounds good.
Like cinnamon rolls?
Cinnamon rolls, yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure how to do the glaze on it, but putting cinnamon on a roll is pretty easy. We can try and make a glaze.
What about you, Jeremy?
Or we can put just that coconut syrup on the
Oh,
top.
yeah.
Coconut and cinnamon. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it.
What about some wieners in bread? Okay, we'll leave me to it, and I'll get to work on that. All right, wieners on bread. Very good. Okay, so bread is awesome by itself, but it's also, think about, okay, what am I going to put it with? So maybe I want to make a plain roll because I have a tasty dip to put on it, but then if the bread itself becomes a feature, I'm going to integrate some other elements with it. Hey, now, we've got rules about that, don't we? We no longer go up there. Okay, so I can incorporate actually into the dough or I can make the dough and then wrap the veggies. And I think I might do that because we're going to do so many different little tricks. And so when I was making my cauliflower bread, it was actually mixed in the mixer with the dough, so everything was integrated. And you could do that a little bit, today if we wanted to. And then the other way is just to make more of a plain dough and just wrap everything. Or we could kind of do a hybridized version. Alright, so just to let you know how I did that other cauliflower bread, because we didn't do a how-to on that one. Just presented. We just have some cauliflower. So maybe I'm going to do like a hybridized bread dough, fairly plain, just because. Pre-washed. And things get a little bit messier here, more cleanup when we have all the machines. But we'll get the Ninja for this part. And what's that back there? We love our Ninja. And it should be clean from last time, but give it a rinse because if there's any little specks of dust or anything gets in there, in the cupboard. You don't know if you haven't used your mixer for like 6 months. There might be little bugs crawling around, or just dust settling in there. So, okay, let's go here. Okay, this is just got my chopping blade on it. Very, very sharp chopping blade. And I'm just going to pre-cut these a little bit, slightly smaller chunks. I'm not going to go overboard adding the fruit and the veg to the dough mix because it's just not necessary. Just want to show you how to add. Now, if I've done this before, where I've added too much vegetables to the dough, and you just get a big lump. You don't get the fluffiness. But just for the sake of making vegan and veggie recipe, I'm just going to add a little bit just to show you what you can do. Okay. There you go. So just chop super finely. My cauliflower. and you gotta watch that sharp thing there. I'm gonna wash my hands one more time. It's very hands-on, the baking process, so like you sure you wash your hands like every 5 seconds. Okay, clean hands. So we've got cauliflower there, chopped up. There's a couple of chunks. Chunks don't bother me. I can pull those out. I'll pull them out. Okay, let's get this kind of like rice or like quinoa consistency. That's going to mix in pretty good. Now, there's another trick you can use in baking. Like some people when they bake stuff, they put eggs in. So no eggs for us. We don't like putting eggs in stuff. But we'd like to do an egg-like. What are we going to replace eggs with? Okay, so we're going to replace the egg with some chia seed. Chia seed. And I'm just going to throw that in. Okay, how much chia seed? Let's start with 2 of these. I don't think I'm going to do 4 of these. So what does egg do? Well, it kind of helps things get sticky. Was it the alveolum? How do you say it? Alveolum of the egg. It's sticky stuff, right? So it helps stick all of your flour and your ingredients together. Okay? And chia is sticky and gelatinous, and that will help out. And there's other things you can use in baking. You know, flax meal, you can add that. There's a lot of additives. I like to play around with different things that makes it sticky. And I've even got additional gluten. So we say, oh, why would you use gluten? Well, gluten is a naturally occurring component of bread. It actually comes from the husk of the wheat, and it's a great glue. So if you happen to be one of those people that is gluten intolerant, don't add gluten. But if you're not, it's totally legit to add that. All right. And that's another topic of what's good, what's not. All right, so I'm going to keep mixing this here. And I'll give you a little bit of a look. I don't know if you can see in there. Wait, I'm going to dip you down for 1 second. See in there, it's like foam, like beer, fluffy foam. Okay, I've got to mix those chias in. So that's foaming up nicely. That's what we want to do. What are the comments, honey?
Katie P said hi. From Madrid.
Hi to Madrid. Katie Pie. Alright, just mixing that a little bit. Now, there's some things you can add to bread that's antagonistic to the biology. It's like, no, I've already said this. Like you don't want to add, I would say, my recommendation is don't add too much garlic. Because garlic's kind of, you know, anti-biological properties. So, it's antibacterial. So I kind of think it might retard the action of the yeast. So add that in later, add it in very small quantities. Salt. Okay, salt is another thing. You don't want to add too much salt because, again, it's kind of bad for the biology there too. And it's not too good for yourself either. But a little bit's kind of good for taste. Onions too. Onions are natural, you know, antibacterial properties. So let's kind of go easy on the onions. We did with the cauliflower bread last time. We did add onions. In fact, it was onion cauliflower mix. We don't have any onions today, so that problem I don't have to deal with. You can also add onions later, like put them maybe on the crust or in the final stages after your dough has risen. All right. All right. So we've got a good little head start on there. I'm going to go ahead and just throw my fruit in there. Would I throw all of that in? Yeah. All right. Let's throw it on. Now again, I've done this before, so it's better to kind of keep it out. If you're not sure about adding any of these ingredients, add a little, hold back some, and just add it in. Because what I go for in the mixture is really I go by texture. Let me get my little texture going here. Let's mix it up and see what happens. So the yeast, it doesn't just eat the sugar that I put in. It's going to break down sugars inside of the flour and the veggies that I put in as well. Alright, next step, we're going to add some flour. And I can't stress this enough. Only ever use organic flour. The other stuff is very antagonistic to your health. Regular, conventionally grown flour is made 80% in the US with glyphosate. Don't use it. It's going to hurt your internal organs and do untold problems for your digestion. Give you, bad digestion problems. Just use organic, pay the extra money, and get it, and get a good brand. And then do yourself a favor and do the planet a favor too. All right. And that's a big turning point in my bakery and in my health was when we kind of found that out. And it was a really rude shock because I did a lot of baking and I thought I was doing the best thing for my family and friends and providing them healthy food. And then it was revealed the industry, the flour industry's dirty secret that they know in the industry, they just don't tell the public, is how they make conventionally grown wheat. Very bad, very, very bad indeed. Okay, we've got like a kind of a chunky mix here, that's good. Now, how much flour do I put in? Well, I don't really know. I put it in because I'm going to go for a certain volume of dough, and so I just keep adding it. I always want to have plenty of this available. And I keep adding it until I get the right quantity at the right consistency. So go slow, otherwise you're going to have a big powder cloud. Right, this is another ingredient that you add. It's good to add. A little bit of oil, so you don't want to go overboard on the oil. Tablespoon's good. And I've made that mistake before. If you're making a focaccia, a really oily bread, hey, put more oil. And it tastes awesome. And it's kind of replacing butter. But if you're just going to make a fluffy, light, rising dough, don't do it. Don't put too much oil. Okay, and I really like the avocado oil lately. Here's 1 tablespoon. It's clean from last time. Really like that. Okay, letting that go in there. All right. sometimes in cooking, especially new cooks, it's real, like me, it's real tempting to put in everything you can think of. But in all good art forms, what you leave out is just as important as what you put in. So don't throw everything under the sun in there, because you're not going to know what was good. Some things actually aren't good together. All right, we have a really chunky dough mix here. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to get this to a real sticky consistency. Oh, very good. And so what's happening in the mixture is actually going to create, help strands form in the dough. So it's giving it a mechanical action and a chemical reaction that creates structure and fibers and stickiness. Now a lot of recipes online, they tell you, mix the dough for 4 minutes. I do it like 10 minutes, like 15 minutes sometimes. It's more of a drawn out process for me. Okay, you can see how it's sticking a little bit to the hook here, the dough hook, but not enough, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. I'm going to lay out my mix there. So you learn how it's meant to look. All right. So we talked about salt. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. It's like 1/4 of a teaspoon. Oh, that's not it. That little guy there, that tiny guy, he's 1/4 teaspoon. I really want to spread that around. Now you might like some nutty kind of breads. Things like, oh, this isn't pumpkin seeds, this is sunflower seeds. This is raw sunflower seeds. I'm going to throw a few of those in there. Alright, back to mixing. Carefully. It's pretty sticky. Getting sticky, but I need a little bit more of this. Now we're also going for a little bit of a quantity too. I actually want enough quantity to make maybe 2 loaves and some side loaves because we've got some guests coming over. So that's easy to do. Oh, I can see this, hear this straining now. It means I'm getting nice thick dough going, so the engine's working, especially at the lower speeds here. And you can see it's starting to come away from the edge of the mixing bowl. That means it's kind of getting there. Now if it's too dry, breaking up a little bit, you can add some fluid back in. Alright. So, we like this, don't we, Jeremy? We like the oat milk around here. And a little bit oat milk just goes in there. Alright. Pretty good. Okay. Dusting of flour again. Alright, so I'm waiting for a certain consistency. I'm actually waiting for the dough to ball up on my dough hook. But it's not really happening, and even though I'm mixing the ratios of water to fluid to adding more flour, it's not quite sticky because I'm not dealing with a normal dough mix, I'm dealing with a dough vegetable mix, okay? So I may not get that super stickiness. So how could I add things to it? Well, you know, we talked about it. I can not worry about it not being so sticky, or I can just add a little bit. So I'm going to do it because I'm just feeling wild and crazy. Just going to go. And eat too much of this glue, the fresh gluten, can turn your bread so crusty hard it will break your teeth. So don't add too much of that. How much do you think? Half a teaspoon, honey?
Sure.
Half a teaspoon first. See how we go. So we'll put the glue into the gluten. Okay. Okay, one more half. Or, okay, another heaped half. That's it. I'm going to be restrain myself. Getting too crazy. So you can buy bread making mix from the bakers or from the supermarket, and it's like ready-made flour to make bread, and they already put in a lot of additives, a lot of other ingredients. So basically all you need to do is add water, more or less, to make your bread. So professional bakers, professional baking flour mix is different to plain old flour. They've already added in all those other ingredients for you, so there is a difference. So what we're doing now is not different to what they do in professional bakeries. We're just doing it, adding in manually, ingredient by ingredient. this out. When I pick that up, oh, the dough ball is sticking to the hook. Not perfectly. So it's pulling away from the sides of the ball. I'm really taking my time here, but anyway. Wait. All right, we're back. We got cut off there. So we transferred our dough from the bowl over here. We did some flour on this cutting board here. And I'm just let that rise over there. Okay, so that's a lot of work for a little bit of dough. Wasn't it, honey? Yeah. Okay. So we're letting that rise. So that's going to be the first thing. Let this guy rise over there. And in the background, I'm just going to do another little batch. Batch 2. So just plain. Okay. So this will stick all over your hands. So what you want to do is get some extra flour. Make sure your hands are dry. Okay, get it on all sides of your lump here. And start to kind of smush it around. You can fold it in half, or some people are all about folding and smushing. But shaping. Okay, so this is our first lump of dough here. You don't want it sticky because it's going to stick to everything. Okay, and then you get your knife, clean, dry knife. I'm going to divide that in two. One of the first things we do. And I'm going to form each of those into like one of these. So, for baking bread, I like my glass Corningware here. And you can use different kind ones, but I don't like the metal ones. So making bread, let's use one of those. An olive oil spray. So, in there. Okay, so this is going to be just a straight loaf of bread here. Okay, so I've got a roughly shaped lump of dough. Boom, just threw it in. Alright, we're back. Okay, if you missed that, we just did our first loaf of bread. So let's put it in the oven to rise. And then we're going to have some fun over here with these guys. Alright. Oh, honey. Oh, I've got some sad news, viewers. There won't be any wieners in buns, any wiener hot dogs and buns today, because I guess we're out. We have other meat substitutes, but we'll get those going in a minute here. Alright, so we're going to make some other bread rolls here. So let's just divide up our dough here into quarters. And what you'll find is when you put veggies in with your dough, you've got less dough, more veggies built in. So the total volume of this is, let's just say, for argument's sake, 50-50. 50% veggies, 50% dough. So it's not going to rise like 100% dough would, right? But 100% sponge versus 50% sponge. So, something to keep in mind. But, if you give them time, it's amazing how much they do expand. So, I think my wife wanted something to do with cinnamon rolls. I don't know if that's just because we saw Star Wars the other night and we saw Princess Leia's hair. Alright, so we're going to make some sausages here, some rolls. Now what I might do is I might just go in a little bit closer. You guys can see what's up. There we go. We'll try and show you the action here. Alright, so keep everything nice and powdery. Some stick. And get some big worms going. Oh! Now, breakages happen. So just overlap that, smush together. In fact, I'm going to fold it in half and start again. So fold, and roll, fold, and roll. That's actually the preferred technique anyway, because you're creating a long strand in there. The more you roll it, the stickier in your hands it gets. Now, I'm going to prepare my baking dish here, which I'm going to put all my little rolls on. I'm going to give it a spray. My natural organic oil there. And a little bit longer. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, let's try. I'm gonna roll, 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 roll. Okay, I'll leave it a little bit loose. Okay, that looks like kind of like a funny cinnamon roll, doesn't it? And what I can do, the old, gonna get a little bit of water behind there. And then, if you want it to stick, add water. If you want it to stay separate, add flour. Alright, so that's going to go over here into our ready to bake thing. And I'm going to give it room to expand. So, there's one. Unfortunately, my hands a bit wet doing that little process. I could have used a little brush, I guess. Alright, let's make another one of those. That was pretty fun.
You know what, I'll just meet you right at the park where our van usually is, or
Okay.
So I'll just meet you over there in like 10 minutes, or probably like 15 minutes. Okay, awesome.
A little bit sticky?
See you then. Bye.
What do you got going on, babe?
I'm gonna go
Meet someone?
take your van and pick up those boards.
Oh, the
Then I'll go to the market.
bring back boards? Okay.
I'll get onions and bananas.
You know what we don't have is our sausages.
Oh, we don't.
Wieners. Yeah.
Well, I can leave now.
Yeah, get them. It's fine, we can have them for dinner. I'm going to do wiener alternative. Alright. Try and get this one a little bit longer than the last one. Come on, yeah.
Huh?
I'm talking to the bread, honey. Those ones definitely longer. Oh! Okay, no one saw that. No problem. And just glued him back on. Alright, so let's get him rolling around there. It ended up being almost exactly the same. A little bit loose. A little bit of water. Alright. Can't go too wrong. That one got a bit squishy. Oh, that one's definitely bigger. That'll be putting my one there. Okay. Bit of a sticky mess here. So we did mention that we're going to do something for some bread rolls for our guests to have with the dip, and what are we going to have here? Okay, long skinny rolls are good for that. Just like that. That'll make a nice roll. This one here, and that'll make, you know, something you can cut like a French loaf. Give it a fancy name, call it French, and then it sounds fancy. Alright, so it's very elastic, see? That's a good sign. If you kind of pull it, it's like the bungee test. You pull on the ends, it stretches back into shape. It's got elasticity. that's what you want. Oh man, this one looks like a sea cucumber. Okay. Now, sometimes you just want a bread roll. So do the old ball trick. Kind of do one of those. And that'll make a little bread roll, depending on how much it expands, maybe like a hamburger bun. One of those. I'm going to do everything in twos. So if we like it, there's no jealousy. Two, I'm kind of running out of space here in this second baking pan. Oh. So when these guys expand, they may end up touching each other and being a bit funny, but look at this guy. I promised you guys a cow. So you can sometimes get like a little bottle or something and roll this out to be real thin. I can just probably do that by hand. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. I got this can of my oil here. Oil can. So let's do a little bit of. Flour on there. Alright, if you just come back to join us, we have a, we don't have a wiener around when you need one. So we're just doing like a vegan hamburger patty here. And we have just done our, we rolled out some of our dough and put in some chunks of our veggie patty there. Rolling it up. And we have our breaded wiener roll there. Kind of run out of room in that baking dish. I have another baking dish here handy. Throw that in there. Okay, he can be a little solo guy by himself. So that's the meat in their wiener. Here's our assorted rolls of different sizes. And let's see how our bread's doing in the oven. It's rising. Okay. This one's already doubled in size, see? Look through the window on the side there. I like to get it up to the edge if I can. So we're gonna let it all rise. And I've got another mix. I don't know what I was doing back there. That's what we call a good start. Okay. Maybe I'm just gonna do one more loaf of bread. Okay. Hi Sylvia. Making bread. Kind of getting crazy. Alright, so my wife's gone to the market, so she's going to get a little, a couple more sausages. They may not make it into this batch. Alright, so let's just do a quick batch of bread here. So I already did some proofing in the background when you guys were watching me make the other stuff. It looks like beer here. Very foamy. And you can see my mixing pot is real messed up from the first batch. Okay, so I've already added my yeast, a little salt in this water, flour next. Boom. I'm just about throwing it together. Said a little bit of oil, didn't we? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to make. Okay, we're not being as precise on the measuring now. A little oil in this. A little bit of avocado oil. Seems like a lot of oil. But this is going to be a no vegetables in the dough mix. So it's a different deal. So I can make another loaf of bread style with this loafer maker here. What else could I make? I could do like a focaccia style. Focaccia style, you could do like a low one if I had a different baking dish. Am I going to fit the baking dishes in there? Yeah. Could. Baking dishes. Well, have you ever made a round focaccia? Hey, that looks like you could make round focaccia with it. Pyrex for oven. No stovetop. I thought mine was bigger than that. What if it's too big? Hey, what about that guy? That could be funny. That way if it expands up, it's got some sides on it. Getting crazy. Alright. It's a little bit wet here. Oh! Get in there. We're getting a little messier this time, a little bit. Going fast. Nice and easy, does it? The difference is the focaccia bread's just, what has it got? Maybe a little saltier and a little bit, you can put some herbs on it and you can put more oil. It would be really good if we had like sun-dried tomatoes. I think we ate all those. Hey, here we go. Still going. Alright, stick into the dough hook. Now we got a little bit more. I'm thinking now I want to like up the volume a little bit. Next batch. Alright, so instead of going the focaccia route, because I don't really have my favorite ingredients, I'm thinking focaccia I could do maybe do something with it. Nice artichoke hearts. That'd be pretty nice. Or maybe I can do some like savory vegetable curry samosas. My leftover curry. Yeah. Go a million different ways. Alright, so I can use one of these and maybe do some individual curry pies. Might do that. Here. Got my dough ball sticking to my dough hook. Spin you guys around again. Okay, we're going to repeat this process a little bit. Just throw down a little bit more flour on the surface. Left there. Not too much cleanup. Well, could be worse. That's on the soak cycle. A little spatula. Oh, this is volume. Look at that. Well, I can't complain. A lot of dough in the oven already still. A lot of stuff rising from there. Okay, the hook cycle. A little bit on the top. Oh, a lot. It's gonna work too. Oh, sticky. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly portion off some of that. Deal with you guys later. The first one we're going to do is we're going to do some little curry pies here. Let's just knock out some curry pies. Hey! Hi, honey!
Hi.
Where are you at?
The park.
Oh yeah. How is it down there?
Good. Are you videoing?
Yep. Alright. So guys, I'm going to roll out this lump of dough over here with just my can of spray. Real quick. Ooh, yeah. So I haven't let this rise very much. But it's rising. It's gonna do its thing. Yeah, we might have enough food for a week, honey. Or something to give away. Alright, so I'm just gonna rolling out a big flat thing here. Let's get lots of dry on. A little bit of effort into there. Yeah, let's flip it over. Okay, so I'm getting a dinner plate sized section. It's about 5 to 7 mils thick. Quarter inch. Okay. So now we need circles. What's a little bit bigger circle cutter than that? Oh. Oh. Okay. Cut one circle. Put him over there. Yeah, more better. This big circle is the way to go. Okay, just got the lid off my NutriBullet. Cutting circle. Laying him down in that guy. Three. Looks like I'm gonna have 5 out of here. And getting them up there. That'll be too mean. Okay, it's pretty thick. Pretty thick. I could have like squished them out a bit more. going for? We're going to do lids too, yeah? That was appreciably thinner, which was good. Oh, it'll be interesting. Kind of layered deal, that one. It's on my repaired edge. Okay. So where's my smaller one? One, two, one, three. Oh, I need six. Oh, I'm going to need a lot more. 1, 2, 3. Just do a little bit of this down. Three lids, need 3 more. Oh, getting sticky in there. Too sticky. Let's see what we got. One, 2, 3. Easy. Okay. Oh, collapsing. Doing a little in situ repair work. Okay, just gotta get the stuff in there next. Alright, we don't want it too wet, so I'm going to use my strainer spoon here. There's tomatoes in there. Okay. Here's my leftover curry. Gonna do something with the curry. Curried veg. Well, that's gonna be too much. This has got potatoes in it, carrots, a little spinach. Okay. Drain it. Drain it. Oh, there's a big chunk of chunky. Alright. Oh, mushroom. Mushrooms in here. Okay. A little too much. Bit of too little filling than too much. Okay. The good thing is it's kind of a big chunk there. Chunk of potato. Okay, let's kind of, we'll put one bit in low. So it's adding a little moisture. Yeah, a little mushy for you. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm going to need a little moisture just around the inside of these guys. Here's what I do. There. Let's drop that now. A wet lid. How's that? Bam. No rules, right? Slap that little guy in there. Wet lid. I learned that trick the other day. What was that? Something or another. Remember, it's the glue. Water and is the glue. You don't get this on the other baking shows, do you? Boom, 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 boom. Kind of like push a little bit on the edges to get the lid to mate with the, and see, because I've got this oversized the bottom part, and kind of come in and reach in a little bit. Okay, filling out the side. And nature will take care of the rest of that. Ooh, a little bit of spinach sticking out the side. Alright. That looks a bit funny on there. You can decorate these, you can put like a little ball on the top. You could do a little initial. You can do a little S here, Susie. Just because I can. Which one needs it the most? This one. This one kind of needs a little bit of extra dough. S for Super Susie. This one needs a little help. Okay. Alright, 6 potential curry pilots. And they'll go in the oven with our other stuff. Oh, let's have a little peek. What do we got going on here, guys? Oh, holy crap. Alright, remember I told you these bread rolls would start touching each other? So that's okay. Okay, this is our loaf of bread. Not quite up to the side level yet. This is our meat-filled weenie roll. Ooh, expanding nicely. Here's my 6 pies. You can go down there. Keep expanding for me, fellas. And then, alright, so I've got 2 more 2 more lumps of dough here. I like the calzone theme that we've got going. I think we're going to do a double calzone. Alright. I'll do these at the same time just so I can just share a pot here. might be too much. Let's start here. This will probably make it a good one. 2 halves of the same thing. Okay, multitasking. Multi-purposing this guy. Too sticky. Okay. So these are like bread plate size. I'm stretching these out too. Now, this is a suggestion of my wife, who made some really nice Pad Thai noodles last night. Let's get some leftovers. And I'm going to try and do something with that. Okay. Let's do a little something from over here. I might have to just change this camera angle. Bam! Let's change camera angle so we could get some power to the. Look at this. This is a rice noodle with a little bit of meat in it. Pad Thai style. It's a Pad Thai calzone coming your way. It's a little suggestion of my wife. There's no rules in this kitchen, other than wash your veggies and those kind of rules. All right. Not overdo it here. Calzone, maybe. Let's just fold it in half. Boom. Make those sides together. Tuck this back in. Stretch it over. Roll the edge over, push down. A little bit of bandage where needed. That's a calzone. Yeah? Looks like. Hey. Dripping out there now. Okay, calzone, sit up in there. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna kind of like cheat a little. Put those in there. We're gonna have two. Let's have two, same, side by side. Why not? Well, hang on. Mine's going to have a little extra meat in it. No, same. Okay. Pad Thai noodles. This is rice noodle. Special rice noodles. You can get Pad Thai wheat noodle, you can get rice noodle. A little bit more of the good stuff. So follow the same procedure, kind of bunch that in the middle. Fold it in half, throw it over. Curl any extra over, got extra strong joints. Tuck that in there, come on. Smash it down. Fold it over. A nice little seam on there. Calzone number 2. Make it more like a stegosaurus. Shape it. Drop it in there. Like just give it a little spray on the side, just so you can separate those out at the end. Okay, that's 2 calzones in side by side. Oh yeah. Okay, last bit of bread. Alright, I think we need another sausage weenie. That way we can have one each. Okay, one more sausage patty. Well, it's not sausage, so we're having a patty in lieu of the sausage. Good. The beauty of this is the symmetry, because it's going to go in the other side of the same baking dish. Okay, meat. Chop. Meat. Makes me want to eat it right now. Just a lot of meat. Yeah, just go there. Let's try and roll it over. You guys can see what I'm doing back there? Just rolling up the meat into this bread that I've flattened out. Oh, hang on, last time I wet that. Getting crazy at the end. Alright, so this is going to go in here right next to that other one. So this one is so much longer. I'll curl him up, curl him back on himself again there. Alright. Last little bread roll. A little space in there for anyone? Okay. Last but not least. Oh, experiment. My wife has just bought some of this special sauce. Where'd I put it? Something she got for the cocktails. Cocktails. I had it in here. It was here. There it is. Ginger syrup. Okay. Gingerbread. Next week. Let's do an artichoke. Hard one. Last minute change. Alright. I'm going to do a little artichoke. Roll. It's going to be a small one. Okay. Okay, one artichoke heart right in the middle. What the hell? A little bit of meat in there too. Okay, fold it in half. Wrap it together. That is an artichoke and veggie vegan. Looks to me like a samosa. That was our theme today, samosas all day, so there you have it. Where's it gonna go? It's gonna go on somewhere. My wiener dog. Okay, you're gonna piggyback on those guys. Wait. Spray your butt. I have a little deformation. We've got two calzones and a samosa there. We have everything in the oven down here. Lower guys down. Oops, sorry. Gonna lower down. Show what's going on in the oven. So everything's still kind of rising. Loaf of bread, meat sausage rolls, carrots, samosa, cinnamon roll. Put a little cinnamon on these round ones for my wife. Cinnamon there. And it's easy to go overboard with cinnamon. Oh. Cinnamon? What's it big? Oh, big cinnamon roll. Okay, cinnamon, that's good. Another ingredient I would like to put on there if I can. You guys still watching? Where is it? Ooh, coconut nectar. Ooh, that's kind of good stuff. Cocoa. Alexa, call Susie.
Susie, right?
Yes. is, hiding at the back. Yes, this is what I was looking for. This is coconut nectar. This is kind of like a smoky one. This is good, like a maple syrup. All right. So this one, it's like a good like maple syrup. This one, coconut mana. Hey. Ooh. Beautiful stuff. Now, it's kind of oily. Careful. Okay. Could have warmed this up a little. Just throw it in the microwave for 5 seconds. Without the spoon, preferably. Okay, this is for Susie. We're going to add a little coconut mana. Let's taste this.
Hi, Bud.
Hey. I had Alexa call you. I was looking for the coconut mana, but I found it.
Oh, good.
Isn't bad either. Oh shit.
All right, well, I'm just going into Safeway, so I'll call you later.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm going to try and get a little bit of this coconut mana on here. It kind of looks like that stuff they put on the top of those cinnamon rolls, doesn't it? Sugary, syrupy. And it's a bit lumpy, so not really getting that flow over there. I'm going to try a little bit of this guy. This is really slow going. Oh. Oh, that's funny. Alright. Just a little bit. That's all I wanted there. Gosh. Is that the stickiest stuff you've ever seen? See what we did there? We got coconut mana and coconut nectar and cinnamon on top of the cinnamon rolls. Alright. I kind of want to let these all rise a little bit more, don't I? So I'm going to do a little cleanup here. And we'll kill about 10 minutes. Then we'll do the bake time. Alright. So, while I'm cleaning up, you guys take a break, come back, part 2. We're going to bake these bad boys. Going to let them rise for like 30 minutes, 40. Bake them, and then we'll pull them out for you. Alright, see you back here. Hello, welcome back. That's the sound of the buzzer, meaning that bread should be baked. So let's check it out. All right, I gotta get my oven mitt. I don't want to burn myself. I'm just gonna have a look in here.
Ooh.
Ooh, and there's some good looking ones there. There's a couple ones. Oh, so these bottom ones are definitely done with these pies. So there's our pies there. And we've got our bread rolls. Oh, they look funny. Take those first. And I'm going to need somewhere to put them, so I'm going to get my little cooling guy here. Alright, so first we're going to check these bread rolls. And just the way they're moving, see how they're sliding in there? They're looking pretty good, so I'm just going to slide them all out together. Why? Because I can. Bam! Okay, so you want to make sure you don't put this down on a cold, wet surface because they could just crack it go anywhere. So the way to tell if these are baked enough, you kind of give them a little flick, and let's have a look. I'm going to give those a little flick. I want that hollow soundingness. And then check the undersides too. Ooh. There. Ooh, it's real crispy under there. It's actually softer on the top, less crispy on the bottom. It's fine. So I'm going to call those done. Okay. And then these pies. How to tell if these pies are good. Okay, have a look at the pies now. This is so awesome. Oh! Fine. Those are coming out, no problem. This is your one, honey. You know how I know? It's got your initial on it.
It's two.
It's got your initial on it.
Oh.
Look how these are coming out, guys. They're so crispy and awesome. Just freaking amazing. Look, they smell like curry pie smell.
Mmm.
See? That is some good looking pie. Okay. Let's throw them up here. Alright. I was meant to actually pull these little pies out a little earlier than the other ones. Oh, jump. Oh, I cracked it. Crust. This is actually 3 parts that are going to come apart. The 2 calzones. You can see that my little thumb went through that bubble in the pastry there. Very interesting. I'm going to shift these guys down here. Alright, so now just try and maybe flip this over. See if they come out. Yeah, they come out nicely.
Wow.
See that? Alright, I want to check the bottom. A little soft. But I'm calling that good. Remember, that's 3 separate units there. You can come a little closer if you want. Sorry, guys. Knock that out of your hand. Okay, so this should be 3 separate pieces, remember? 1, 2, 3. So, never before done, because we just, so look, 1, 2, 3, how's that? Bam. 2 calzones and a little samosa. Just as we planned. Remember I sprayed the bottom of that with oil? That's the sensational results there. So good. We're really happy with that. Okay, move that to the side. Okay, another one from the oven. Okay, what are these ones? I don't know, but they look good. This is two different bread batches, so they really look different. So one is this was the more plain bread. It's crusted more, it rose more. That's the 100% dough. This is the cauliflower dough on the right. So, all right. This is a his and a hers. And let's see if we can just break those apart. Boom. And these are the meat-filled specials. Look at that. Cannot believe it. So freaking great. Okay. Last one. Coming out of the oven.
Well, Jamaica's outside on there.
Let's do first cook. You want to set up the... All right, we're back. All right, we've just been debating over who gets to eat which ones. I'll just pull out that loaf for you from the oven. I'm just going to show you. I did pull it out and had a look. And this was the... this didn't rise super far, but remember this is a cauliflower bread. It's not pure dough. And it was a little... kind of almost a little soft on the bottom. So I think the biggest one. So I'm just going to put that back in the oven. The oven's off. I'm going to let it just kind of sit there with the heat for like a few more minutes. I don't want to dehydrate it or anything like that. So we're going to take these to the table and we're going to try them out. Or we can try them out right here. Grab the push table. Well, no need. We're just going to do it right now. Alright, welcome. I'm going to taste a couple of these little lovelies. And you want to join me, honey?
Sure.
What would you like to try? The pie first?
Sure. Yeah.
I like we have this pie that has... Here, I'll go with the ball one. Let's get a little pepper.
Oh, thank you.
For you.
You need a fork.
Yeah, and the sharp knife. Alright. So we got a few things here. Alright. I'm going to test this one. Curry pie. Smells good. It's not hard pie crust. It's like bread. Now, a little bit dry on the outside. I'm going to do good job. I'll get a little bit of butter on mine. Good. The curry first.
Really good. Potato, mushrooms.
I'm doing a little catsup on mine. This pie goes with ketchup. Cut that in half, and we'll try that.
Okay.
So this is cauliflower bread, meat sausage. Try it out anything first?
What?
Just try it plain first. You can see the cross section there. Sausage roll. Meat pie sausage roll.
It's like an Aussie pie shop reunion. Whoa, that's my favorite so far. One thing you don't get here in the bakeries, you get back in Australia, maybe you will, I don't know. Sausage rolls. That's what we made. Didn't we? Pity we're running out of ketchup because that would be sensational. Squeeze a little bit more ketchup out of the ketchup bowl. Where's that ketchup? Here. Okay, I'm gonna have another bite of this real quick. Now, what else did you want to try? Oh, the pad thai. Well, the samosa. Let's split that samosa down the middle. That'll be good. That's the little one in the middle. We cut it in half and then we choose. I'll cut. Little samosa. I'm cutting from the underside. Sniff it. It's a nice cross section. Oh, beautiful. What is it?
Meat.
And?
Oh, artichoke.
Artichoke and meat. Samosa.
That's gonna be good.
Taste it, you tell me.
That one was good.
Well, comparing to the other ones, what's your favorite so far?
I like the cauliflower bread.
The cauliflower sausage roll?
They're all good.
I really like
the
that.
artichoke.
The artichoke is my favorite right now. Alright. Well, that's it for now. We have a few other things to try. We have the cinnamon rolls and the regular bread rolls. But we'll just
Maybe later.
taste those another time because remember our friends are coming over, so we'll have a little bit of something left for them to try when they get here. Alright, well thanks for joining us at Dave's Vegan Kitchen. I've enjoyed baking for you today and showing you what we do on a rainy day here in Hawaii. And hopefully you get to try out some of these veganized bread recipes for yourself sometime. So, thanks for joining us. Take care, be safe, and aloha.